Hi there. Last week I did a video on immigration. I'll link it below. And the premise was that this country is having more children than a lot of other countries, but we don't have enough by the native-born population to be able to keep our numbers the same. At one point in time, it was very, very common for people to have 4, 5, 6 children. When I was growing up, it was more common for people to have 2 children. So the population always stayed roughly the same from a native-born population standpoint, not including things like immigration. But now that number's changed to like 1.7, which means we're not producing enough babies to counteract the effects of people dying off. So in a lot of countries, the population is decreasing significantly. Most recently in China, they are no longer the most populous country on the face of the earth. India is. And a lot of that has to do with a myriad of reasons. Things like, well, the one-child policy in China, things like the ability of a country to change from a more rural to more industrial. A lot of it has to do with geography. But what are your thoughts? Are Americans having enough children? Should we be having more kids? And is that one of the reasons why the anti-abortion groups in America are pushing for more children? And is it all right to force a woman to have a baby even though they're not getting enough support from the government to be able to actually care for that child once they're born? It's very inconsistent. If the people who say abortion should be illegal were caring for the children of these parents who do not have the wherewithal to actually take care of a child, then it would be different. At least that would be a consistent argument. But the people who were saying that abortion is wrong and forcing women to go through with their pregnancies, they're not offering resources to these mothers and to these babies. So what's the thinking? Rationale just isn't there, it seems like. What are your thoughts? If you're either pro or against abortion, shouldn't these people who are forcing women to have children, shouldn't there be more resources out there for these families? And it's not that younger generations want to have less children. It's just that for some reason they aren't. Whether that's because they're starting later in life to become financially independent. You know, mind you, a lot of millennials and centennials are still living with their parents. They are making less than their parents were at their age. I mean, there's definitely a disconnect out there in society today. And people just are paying more for things. They're making less relative to previous generations. So what can be done about this? If anything, should anything be even done? Should we be having more kids? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And if you do live in a different country than America, what is it like where you live? And are governments or institutions, are they trying to increase the amount of children being born? Thank you for watching. Take care.